always said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Ole Miss Rebels, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Rebels will get us started with the opening kickoff. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Motion from the back. From the shotgun, they'll run it. He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down.
It's a good-looking run, and I'll say this. I know Georgia's always been known to run the football. They always want to be really physical, but it starts up front. They always seem to have great units on the offensive line. Guys that communicate and guys that get pushed. And they've put many running backs into the NFL, but it's because of these big old hog mollies up front.
They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. Quarterback making adjustments. They'll move the tight end. Try to get it to the edge. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there. He didn't have any.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, and really, really be physical. Because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. They'll send the back in motion. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Right down the middle. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. Even with minimal gain on the return, they're working with a short field from the 36.
That is the perfect start for a defense that has really struggled against the pass this season. They're in the bottom portion, okay? Have struggled, but opening drive, making a statement. Maybe this creates some momentum. Maybe this turns the tide for this defense.
Out of the gun to give to the back. Got enough for the first down. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown! There's a reason they call this dude a big playmaker. Moments just like that one.
Big-time playmaker. Can make plays all over the field from all different spots. That's why you got to find ways to give him touches as much as possible because he'll make it happen.
And he's not going to take the touchback. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
And the Dogs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. They'll throw on 3rd and short. Zings it complete to the right. He's going to have enough to pick up the first down as they stop him at the 33-yard line.
Obviously, 3rd downs are so critical because you get an extra chance to wear that defense out. Great job by the offense. Great job by the quarterback completing the pass, getting the first down, moving the sticks, fresh set of down, continue to wear on this defense.
Stuffed almost in his tracks, but strong enough to pick up 1 to the 35.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. Direct snap. They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Dogs are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Making side adjustments here. Wide receiver comes in motion. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. And the deflection by the defense. Great play on 3rd down brings us to 4th.
3rd and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
Georgia sends out the punt team. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. First boot of the day is on its way. He was called on 3 times in that loss last week. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, I'm sure there are a lot of emotions, a homecoming of sorts, as he comes back to the place where he played as the head coach of the opposition.
You know it holds a special place in his heart, and he's right now taking the field thinking about all the great memories he shared with his teammates, with his family, with the fans during his time. But he's got a job, David. He's coaching on the other sideline this one, and he wants to get the win for his team.
Oh, you dang right. And you got to pull back those feelings. It's great to be home. It's awesome to be where it started, but you're also paid to do a job, and you're paid by the other side.
And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes, as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Hauls it in. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going. That is just a perfect example of not deciding before the snap where you have to go with the ball.
Yeah, because that will get you in trouble. You can tell right away. He wants to get the ball to his primary. He's covered. He comes off and does a nice job being patient, taking his time, hitting the drag route, getting the first down.
Quarterback keeper. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. Picked up some yardage on the ground. Now here comes 2nd down. Looking to throw. It's Newton. Throws to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
And this defense, we know, they present a lot of challenges. And you can see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make sure you're dialed in today, or else they can make you pay in a hurry.
The dogs are barking and growling and trying to hold him here on 3rd down. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Trying to set up the screen. Inside the 45. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a 1st down.
And there you go. You see, you don't have to throw bombs to get big plays in the passing game. Just screen it to your running back. As soon as he catches it, he gets upfield. And how about the downfield blocking by these linemen and the wide receivers as they rip off that explosive play?
And the Rebels are moving quickly down the field. Looking to throw on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, they're trying to attack the middle of the field. That time the ball a little too high for his wide receiver, and it falls incomplete.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Leaves it with the running back. Oh, he's got some space.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
The Rebels come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. He'll take it himself. Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25.
And RD, it's completely changed the game. Like now it's 11-on-11 football. The quarterback used to hand it off and stand there and watch the play. Now he's very much involved in the play. He's running the football so much. And even when he's not, he's making somebody go with him and cover him. So the quarterback scrambling, the quarterback running has completely changed the way people play defense.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Picks up the first down, still moving. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. And the Rebels with the 1st and 10. We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout, Ole Miss.
So first down here as they go back to work. Wide receiver going in motion. Back to pass, it's Newton. They get to him as he throws. Touchdown, Rebels! Fitted in the window for the score.
That is tremendous toughness there by the quarterback because he knew he was going to get drilled. He hung tough in the pocket and delivered a strike for the touchdown.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, how many great editions of this LSU-Alabama rivalry have we seen? Let's show you if today lived up to expectations. Alabama endured a hostile crowd and the challenge that always comes with playing away from Bryant-Denny Stadium, and the Tide came away with the win. It wasn't a blowout, but it is a W. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a top 15 matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of the...
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you. And I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent, but he's making bad decisions.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
The play action fake. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
And he was virtually unblockable on that play. You know, it reminds me of seeing the highlights of my partner here, David Pollock, a guy that doesn't like to talk about his own greatness, so I'll do it for him. David raised the bar in the standard for
unleashes one deep. And it's picked off at the goal line. They make the stop right at the 10-yard line, but oh, what a turn of momentum with that interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
And he runs into a wall, maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
The Bulldogs are facing 3rd and inches. To the ground to try to move the chains. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that 3rd down play turned into a disaster. Georgia lining up to punt it away.
On to kick it away.
He'll field it close to the 50. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Last drive ended with a pick. Vitally important to take care of the football this time. Off the play fake on first down. And he just chucks it into the 4th row.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket. Nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. From the gun. Give on the inside. Turning it on. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Ole Miss. No midseason concentration lapse here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got us.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
You're not going to win a lot of games if you can't protect your quarterback. In their last game, they got sacked 4 times, lost the game. And so far in this one, they're having difficulty again. These guys up front have got to do a better job communicating and giving their QB time.
Snap to the back. Oh, they're after him. And he's wrestled to the ground.
Game of 10. 3rd down coming up.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Gets the back moving. Might be calling a hot route. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Out of the backfield, he's open. He'll have the first down as he gets it to the 28-yard line before he's stopped.
That might be the play that turns the momentum in this game, right? They're getting blown out right now on the scoreboard. It's late in the half. They've got to come away with a touchdown, but that might be the guy you need to keep going back to in the passing game to get yourself back in this game.
Motion from the wideout. Looking to throw on first down. Firing to the right, complete. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
That's a great sign for this offense. Man, everything's been difficult so far, and you've dug yourself a huge hole. They're going to have to find some completions, find some energy, find some momentum somehow, because it's been a struggle out the gates.
They have been stagnant on offense, but finally a little forward movement as they've got a 1st and 10. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Motion from the wide receiver. Here's the handoff. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line?
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the 1st half, but there's been nothing going for him like you just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent. You may have to start thinking about throwing him the football, getting him out in the perimeter in space to let him go to work. He's got to touch the ball for you to come back in this game. Right now, running it, though, very difficult.
They'll try the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Let's see what they find in the playbook for 3rd and long from the 43. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking left. It's caught downfield. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of the...
Going for it all. And that one is picked off in the end zone.
I love when people start to understand what we're doing defensively. If they're going to pass the football and that's where they're going to live, well, I'm going to live in dime. I'm going to bring more defensive backs on the field so I can cover more of these speed guys that they have out there. Great job by the defensive back, breaking on the football, making the INT, making the DC look very smart.
Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the 1st half. To the ground with the back. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Now on the move. Got the 1st down. Looking for more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. First and 10 from their own 17. To the air. It's Newton. Looking deep. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but 2nd down coming.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass. Locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? They'll move the wide receiver. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. They'll run play action. Under fire. Got his man on the right. There he goes. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the 1st down before he steps out of bounds.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this 1st half for the offense. They generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
Working the middle. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Quarterback stands alone, all wide receivers. To the air, it's Newton. Looking for the end zone. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
And you knew he was going to take a step back because you can't throw the ball for over 80% in a season. Like, that's ridiculous. Last week he was on fire, but this week, man, he's freezing cold. And he's got to find something to get this offense going. But right now, just off target. Somebody needs to step up, make a play, and maybe get a spark for this offense.
Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Ready to get things going here in the second half as Georgia about to kick it away. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15.
Will take over. First and 10.
The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Here he goes breaking the pocket. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Gets it to the back. Breaks into the open. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like, that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this the rest of the game.
On second and goal, he carries again. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
The running game has been thrown in reverse the last 2 plays. Would they dare try to run it again on third down? Buying some time as he moves left. He wants it all. Touchdown, Rebels! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Yeah, I love the little play-action fake. It's, you get inside the 5, you're thinking run, run as a defense, come up, be physical, and they slip those guys right behind you, throw it over the top of you. Man, those are tough to defend. Nice little play-action by this offense.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. I know when a guy's thrown 3 interceptions, it's not good, but everything hasn't been bad. They've moved the ball a little bit. They just keep self-destructing. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets it to the 14.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Here's the pressure. Makes the grab down the left side. Open spaces. He's at the touchdown, Georgia. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They still have the lead, but a productive drive here would keep it a comfortable lead. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Scanning the field, it's Newton. Here comes the heat. It's complete. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Defense not showing press coverage. Under fire. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
This defense continues to do a great job of not letting a great athlete at quarterback make big plays on them. Great job pursuing him, keeping him in that cage, not letting him get out in the open field because we know he can do some damage. Nice job by this defense so far.
Finds a man in the middle. Breaks free. He's showing it all. The juice, the jets, the moves, and he's got it down to the 16-yard line.
And this offense showing off the explosiveness, the big play down the field. This is so big because what it makes defenses do to react now. Now you scare them. Now you make them drop back a little bit. So that big passing play opens up this whole offense.
They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
The give from the gun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And this offense knew coming into the game, when they get to the red zone, it's going to be tough sledding because it's hard to run, especially against this physical defense. They're one of the top 5 defenses stopping the run. And you know at this area of the field, it's really tough to throw it. Let's see who the more physical side is.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. Rushes on him. And the big deflection on third down forces a fourth down.
What do you do now if you're the offense, right? After that incomplete fourth down, but you've driven the entire field. At this point, do you just say, we got to go for a touchdown, or do you just pay the drive off by kicking a field goal?
It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And they'll push that lead out a little further. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. Stopped at the 26, brought it out in the end zone, picked up an extra yard.
And your Georgia Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10.
Opening play of this drive comes from the 26-yard line. The give to the tailback. Gets it past the marker. They'll mark him down at the 37. It's a 10-yard gain.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
Finds us back in the middle. Good pick up, a little bit short of the sticks.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Sends it back in motion. They'll go up top on second and short. He lobs one high down the left side. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up.
This is a situation here in the third quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
One final play before the end of the quarter. They're going to go to the air on third and short. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One final period to play, and we'll see who can grab that W as we start the fourth. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. Off the RPO, throw to the right, looking for the first. They run him out of bounds. He gets it to the 47.
And watch the offensive line here. They all block run. Because they're blocking run, the quarterback decides, oh, I got a favorable matchup. He dumps it out to the right, makes the right read, gets a nice positive gain.
Georgia going back to work with another first down. Might be changing the route. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking downfield on first down. He'll take a shot. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on second and 10. Back to pass. This time it's complete. All down, and they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. And the Bulldogs moving quickly to the line.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage is...
Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
Well, you got to love the attitude of this team. I know they're still down by a lot on the scoreboard, but a really nice job by the quarterback. Accurate throw on that touchdown pass.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Big Ten action today. A couple of teams who have had this game circled on the calendar for some time. Penn State handled its business today away from home. What a thorough beatdown. And what poise this generally young team showed. I think even other coaches will point to this one as what's possible. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a Big Ten matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal.
Oh, he's got some space. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down.
How many ways can I get it to my guys who can fly, who are playmakers, and let them make big plays? This is another one you've seen. Catch the football, flip it ahead really quickly, get it to a burner, going full speed across the formation. He gets the edge, makes the big play.
He goes out of bounds right at the 30. Good pickup on that one.
And just no hesitation there by the quarterback, right? Primary target not open, so find your check down. Where's my running back? Yeah, I know I'm under pressure, and I know I'm going to get hit, but I'm not taking a sack. I'm going to find a way for us to get a few extra yards here.
Looking for a man. It's Newton. Here's a heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
The Rebels are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. And this kicker has had a busy night. The field goal unit is out there for the 3rd time. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Looking for space to the left. What a complete disaster. What a terrible decision to run that far backwards and take the safety. And they'll set up for the free kick from their own 20. Oh, he's got a chance.
The return is brought down at the 33, and the Ole Miss offense will take over 1st and 10.
Stop him at the 10. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first.
Picked off. What a play to set him up. No real chance on the return, but they've got it at the 34.
Never say die attitude, and I love that, especially in these young players, because they're out there competing. And I know the scoreboard right now doesn't look pretty. They're not going to come back and win this football game, but I just love kids that are competing until there's zeros on the clock.
To the air on first down. Bringing the heat. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
No harder position to play in a ball game than the offensive line. You know, tonight in this game, you're down by a lot. You know you have to pass the football. Man, it's a tough job to protect up front, and they definitely struggled on that play.
To the air on second down. Skips away from pressure. Fires to the wideout. Makes the grab. He stopped and forced out of bounds just short of the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 11.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh, man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field. Nice job by the quarterback keeping his eyes down the field.
Give to the back. And they stop him short of the goal line. They'll mark it at the 3. Operating in the red zone here on second down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Wide receiver going in motion. They want to run this quarterback. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3. From the shotgun, the inside give. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Number 86 is in the end zone.
Getting aggressive here and going for 2. Looking to throw. He's got the back in the middle. He's not quite going to get there, and the try for 2 fails, and they are unable to cut into this lead any further. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Motion from the wideout. Quick pass on the fly motion. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. It'll be 3rd and long. Looking to pass. It's Newton. Pressure coming. Hit as he throws. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
Great great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on third down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. No good. An opportunity to really build this lead goes by the boards, but it's still a 19-point game.
And sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So in this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action. It sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
Second and 10, he'll throw again. Pocket breaking down. Got his man on the right. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize, so you go.
A shot toward the end zone. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game. So they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position to force the incompletion.
So now it's second and long. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Quarterback adjusting the pattern.
Here we go, here we go.
Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They'll go empty. 5 wide receivers on second and 15.
Charcoal, charcoal, charcoal. Direction. Ready, set. To the line.
A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. Defense more than happy to take that free yardage. Here comes the offense on second down. Wants to throw again. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Makes a grab for a big play. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14. Georgia ready to dial it up on another first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
22 more. 22 more. Okay, ready? On set.
Wants to throw on first down. Looking for the score. And it's caught. Touchdown, Georgia.
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
No backs with the quarterback as they line up for the 2. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab for the 2-point conversion as they cut further into that lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they top it off with a 14-yard pass for the touchdown. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
And talking to coaches this week, that's their guy. The running back is the guy they feel the most confident in. So I expect down the stretch, when you got a lead in this football game, you're going to keep hammering away with your best player.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Give to the running back. Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score. So they're closing in on a solid top 25 win for the resume, in addition to holding off any thoughts of an upset.
Well, they were very anxious and eager, too, to make a statement to the entire country just how dominant they were. They have so much confidence in themselves, but they wanted to prove it to everybody else. They wanted to prove it to their opponent here today. They dominated in all 3 phases.
And now they put the college football world on notice. That was a nice win. You get these top 25 wins, they're big for your resume, big for your confidence, and everybody else starts to look at you a little bit more seriously.
Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. They'll go to the ground. Turning it on. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Ole Miss. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. Bringing it out. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21.
First and 10.
They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Motion from the back. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. They go to the wide receiver screen. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. They get the timeout called, 11 seconds remaining to play. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. Wants to adjust the pattern. They'll send the back in motion. Wants to go up top on first down. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
A loss of 8 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys. I mean, you're ranked higher, you're more talented. A lot of people point to this game, possible upset, 2 really good teams. Jesse, they made it clear. There's only one really good team. It was them. They were the favorite, and they just made a point of it.
You're right. Not all ranked teams are created equal. One of these teams is a college football playoff contender. The other simply is not. And that demonstrated itself today. The higher-ranked team is a team with national championship aspirations. They've got so much talent. They look good today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.